Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the next community day. This was just announced like a little bit more than an hour ago that we're going to have the next community day being Nickit. Nickit is going to get a very strong move as well. And let's take a look at the community day. This is going to be the community day for August, so like the next month. We were able to vote on, I think YouTube it was, between certain Pokemon. Nickit was the one who won, so that's an actual community day because the community was allowed to vote on it. And as we'll see here, we're going to get the featured attack of Icy Wind. Icy Wind is going to be amazing for this Pokemon. We're going to take a look at why and how here as well very soon. But otherwise here what we're going to get is Ultra Balls for field research or Nickit encounters, like stuff that we always have. We get also Nickit with the background again, which you always have as well. There's going to be a special research, basically everything that we always know. For bonus, it's going to be 3 times catch stars though, which is going to be amazing as well. Like that's the best bonus that you can kind of have for community days. And the rest is what you always kind of know. And again, this video, I don't really want to make it too long. It's just basically one community day. It was just announced. And here, of course, the shiny version of this Pokemon was not released yet and looks actually really, really cool. Take a look at it here. It looks amazing, honestly, and it would be a really cool Pokemon to get. But for PvP, it's going to be more interesting, because what we're going to see here is Thievul currently. Thievul is one of the few Pokemon, actually, I think it's the only Pokemon other than, I think, Purloin, that has a Sucker Punch plus Night Slash. That being said, Night Slash only recently got nerfed quite significantly, which makes it a bit worse than it was before, with Night Slash now only giving a +1 attack boost instead of a +2 attack boost. Before, Thievul was like very, very scary, because as soon as you're gonna get the Night Slash boost, which you're gonna get after, like you can get just 5 fast moves, and then you have Night Slash already, 5 Sucker Punches, only 10 turns, which is really, really fast. You're going to be able to just wreck through teams if you get the boost, and that's why Thievul was at one point actually quite commonly seen as well in the Go Battle League. Kind of disappeared afterwards because like the main niche for this Pokemon disappeared as well. But it never really had a good secondary charge move. Like, Play Rough was okay, allowing you to hit other dark types, and also Fighting type for super effective damage, which is typing-wise really, really good. But it took quite a long time to get to the Play Rough, and then it's a non-stab, like, mediocre move. Play Rough isn't a strong move at all. I think it's like 55 energy, I think it is, for 90 damage, which is okay, but it's not that great. And Icy Wind is going to be even worse damage-wise, but it's going to get a guaranteed attack drop onto the opponent. What this makes is, it makes your Thievul artificially bulky. So what is going to happen a lot as well, which you're not going to see in the calculations, is that you're going to be able to win certain matchups where you have an energy lead and then just debuff the opponent. You can take the hit now all of a sudden, and then you can still reach like those Night Slashes afterwards. This is what's going to happen with this Pokemon, and definitely Icy Wind is going to be a big improvement for this thing. Well, if you want to take a look here real quick at what it's going to be able to beat now, there are some Pokemon that you're going to benefit against as well. Let me go for you quick and put this to the maximum stat product. It's going to show you a little bit more on what you really want to see there. And we see, for example, against Clodsire, you have no super effective damage and also damage that like debuffs them. Crit Elite, super effective damage against it. Going to be able to knock it out now. Diggersby, super effective damage against it. Perfect there as well. So Icy Wind just generally gives you a lot of play. Jumpluff, one of the most common Pokemon. Also one of the Pokemon that would generally answer Thievul because of Fairy Wind being super effective. You're going to be better against. Apparently against Machamp you're going to lose. I don't know on how often you're going to encounter Machamp. Don't think that often. But you have a lot of top tier Pokemon. Stunfisk, where you're going to have a way better matchup now against. Where Thievul is going to be amazing, and like this is crazy. 29 wins and 19 losses is fantastic, especially for a Pokemon like this, because it's gonna be very consistent. In a 2-shield scenario, you're just going to be able to win. You're just going to get extra matchups here compared to what it had before, and so we don't really have to argue about if this is going to be an upgrade or if Thievul is going to be not common. Thievul is going to be common. And this Pokemon is going to have a lot of potential. It's also going to be good for a lot of limited metas, because like the Pokemon that I see here, I see all the time. I see Altaria, I see Clodsire, I see Credilli, I see Jumpluff, I see Stunfisk. Every day basically when I play the Go Battle League. So you have targets here that are very, very common. And against those other Pokemon here, you're still going to be okay though. Like, it's not that you're going to lose against them directly. Against Feraligatr, you generally just want to go for Night Slash anyway. I would never go for Play Rough there. Against Kingdra, of course, Play Rough would one-shot this Pokemon, but Night Slash is still going to be doing some nice solid neutral damage. And Icy Wind going to debuff him. Against Licky, again, you actually rather usually go for the Night Slash compared to, going for the Play Rough. This is just really, like, dependent here. For my picker, it's just because it's a zero-shield scenario where Play Rough gonna one-shot it. So Thievul itself is definitely better with a new move. And again, it really needed that because it only had Night Slash and Play Rough prior, so like you didn't even have a choice. Now you have at least a choice. And Thievul is going to be a very cool Pokemon. But you could also use it for the open Ultra League. You can best buddy it as well. You need a hundo in order to use it, and it gets close to the 2500 CP, which is at least the XL can you're gonna get during this community day as well. Is it worth though for the Ultra League? Not so much compared to the Great League. It's more of a fun pick. It's more of a meme pick. It's not going to be very good because you don't have the stats that you kind of need. Icewind still going to be generally considered most likely better than the Play Rough, but it's mainly a Great League Pokemon. So, it's mainly a Great League Pokemon with a new shiny, with some great extra features as well, with the community today being extra Stardust. And now we can take a look real quick at like a team, for example. That's something that I could imagine for Thievul. We're gonna have here the Sace of a Fortress, and we're going to have the Tinkaton in the back. Basically, what we have here is a lead that has no coverage against Flying-type Pokemon. Actually, our entire team is good against Flying-type Pokemon, but you would be able to cover them as well with Fortress, have access to Volt Switch as well as the Rock Tomb. I do think like a team like this would make a lot of sense for this Pokemon. You're going to cover up basically also the weakness of Fairy with the backline as well as fighting you can kind of cover up as well with the backline. I guess like Quagsire could be a bit more awkward, but you're going to be able to play with Thievul against this as well, where you're going to be fine. You would need to be a bit better against Ninetales, so maybe Fortress could be like something you can swap out again as well. I could think something like for Relegator would make some sense. Gives you some more neutral play against a lot of the Pokemon as well. Helps you out to also have a core together with the Tinkaton. I just generally think for a team like this as well, it would make a lot of sense to have an ABC style line. Why? Because then you still have the core of the Sace and the Close that works out together instead of ABB, because Thievul actually enjoys to play out the lead matchup and just doesn't really want to care too much about its HP going low. It just wants to play out the lead matchup if you run it in the lead, and I think it's where it's best suited. But you see already on how many matchups you are going to be able to win with this Pokemon. Like, you have so many of the top tier Pokemon that are weak to this thing now. So this is going to be a community day that you should definitely not miss. It's a Pokemon that's definitely going to shake up the meta a little bit for the GO Battle League. And I'm curious actually when this community day was, because I don't know if it was before or after Worlds, because it would be kind of cool Pokemon as well for World Championships. I think it might be exactly the weekend of it though, August 16th. I'm fairly certain it's kind of the weekend where the World Championship is on. But it is going to be a very good community day, and definitely something that's worth getting. By the way, as well, there was recently an art released on Pokemon GO as well, which is exactly this one, where we see one new Pokemon coming in here as well. I didn't really want to make just a video just toward this, because I don't really do that maybe right now anyway. But there's Arceus in the background. I'm curious on when we're gonna get this one, but this is gonna be it for this video now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you're excited for getting this nice shiny here as well. Honestly, it looks amazing. Hopefully excited to get also a good Pokemon for PvP and Thievul, especially with the move Icewind. It's going to be so much more better. And that's going to be it for this. Of course, follow for more, especially battle content, and I will see you then. Bye bye.